So this is a pretty bumpy, gravelly road with lots of potholes and lots of logging traffic. A lot of big trucks pulling down huge logs, and so they've got, I've been kind of pulling over whenever they come around just so they can make their appropriate maneuvers. This is a pretty active, pretty dangerous road, and I can see how a lot of the community wouldn't come up to this lake because the hazards of getting here. It's 30 kilometers, which comes out to be about 20 miles on a road like this, and that's pretty far in. Of course, we've done that and then some on some of our other trips, but yeah, we just got to be really careful that no ice or snow accumulates overnight, because then we could be in some trouble out here. Because the roads they present enough of a challenge on their own, and it's been a constant 48 based off of 48 degrees Fahrenheit based off of what my thermometer says in my car, which means we're well over freezing, but tonight it might get pretty close. So luckily there hasn't been, so far, there hasn't been too many steep ups and downs on this road. So with all-wheel drive, you should be able to get in and out pretty good, even if it gets a little bit icy. But if we just get a total blizzard come through here, then we're gonna have problems. But that would be that we would have problems anywhere in Canada that has a blizzard. So flat or mountainous, doesn't matter. We still got 25 kilometers out of our original 31, so I can't even really begin to tell you how much the terrain is going to change as we take our journey. See, this is what I have to be careful for. In addition to anything getting the temperature dropping substantially and getting into freezing conditions, I have to worry about those types of springs and creeks that run across the roads. That's where erosion happens. That's when all of a sudden I can't cross because there's a washout or something like that. There's these rock slides, and these slopes are liable to slide. It's more of something you'll see on the tail end of winter. You'll see more mudslides and things like that happen then, when the combined snow melt kind of double whammies with the rain. but we are kind of in the wet season right now, and at any given point a slope could just give away. And the thing that I don't like about this spot is it's one way in, one way out. So I could very easily get trapped in here because of mudslides, rock slides, icy conditions. You know, a spontaneous blizzard at this time of year is not really unheard of. And of course, just any type of flash flood conditions as well, that's going to inhibit my ability to get out of here. I just went over a couple of rough spots of exposed rock that I was kind of worried about my tires. This other thing is, if I pop a tire, yeah, I have a dummy tire that I could put on, but it's just gonna add to the stress. There's so many different things that can go wrong out here, and still got 3 kilometers. It says 8 minutes, but it said 15 minutes. Originally it said I was gonna get here at 3:15. Now it's been an extra 15 minutes just because I've had to slow down for the loggers. I've had to slow down for rough road conditions. It's just kind of like, you don't want to be stupid out here. So many different ways you can have a mistake, and at this time of year, under the harshest conditions, nobody's going to be out here to help you. I'm past all the logging camps. Nobody comes out this way. Unless there's just some random fishermen that want to come out here because it's their favorite fishing spot and they've got an extra day to kill. But with the 7-day forecast of just foul weather rain, I wouldn't count on it. I wouldn't count on anybody coming out here. We're just here to do something simple. Come in tonight, head out tomorrow night. We're not going to push our luck a second night or anything like that. But we are pushing our luck even just by coming in here. With the rain, with all these potholes, with all this water, with the low temperatures, you know, potentially getting even lower past freezing. I'm a little uncomfortable that I'm here right now. So let's hope that, you know, something significant happens to make this worth all the effort. Let's hope that despite the rain, despite the bad weather, maybe way out here, something might happen. This is out here like Louse Camp. This is like the Canadian equivalent of Louse Camp. This is far off the beaten path. Now the difference is Louse Camp has had a long-standing relationship with Bigfoot, and I think has a handful of sightings that go on out there. Chehalis Lake, I don't know. I know that a couple of guys claim that they saw something out here while waiting on a friend to return. But I don't know if there's actually a long list of Bigfoot sightings here. The same guys claim that there's some activity at the fishery downstream or upstream, south along the river. And I don't know. I'm really going off a thread here. The only reason I feel comfortable is I know that those guys aren't coming out here. I know that nobody's really going to come out here. And they said, kind of suggested it, but I didn't say I was going to go this way. So I don't feel like there's going to be any interference. But oh man, just getting out here though. It's like I keep saying, well, I get closer, I'm getting closer, but then I'm like 2 kilometers away. Then I'm a kilometer and a half away, and then this road keeps doing these crazy things. It's like a big gravel bed right there. I mean, I've got all-wheel drive, but this is a little bit more than Louse Camp at first. At first I thought it was like manageable, and that it was kind of like it was just gonna have some loose rocks and some things that you had to avoid, some gravel, some tight, you know, turns and stuff. And yeah, it has all that, but it's got a little bit more too. The potholes are pretty aggressive. You do come across some scrambly areas where it gets kind of iffy. You need 4-wheel drive here. You can almost get away with 2-wheel drive at Louse Camp. but I'm just afraid I'm going to take a puncture on the underbelly of the car or on a tire. It's really kind of, yeah, it's just aggressive terrain. It's making me real nervous as I navigate it. Okay, so after 30 something kilometers, 20 miles or so on a treacherous drive, we have made it to this recreation site along Chehalis Lake. And I've seen some springs that flow into the lake. I've come around and explored and came down the ridge here, and I guess I'm gonna walk down there with you again to get a good view of the area. And on the ground I found this lantern, and I said to myself, well, it's been raining, that thing's been out here all this time, it's probably not gonna work, right? But here's the cool thing, it still works. So, a little bonus light for my troubles, my little souvenir from Chehalis Lake. Now, even though it's foggy, it's still, in its own way, the rain adds to the beauty of a place like this. You know, you get the vibrant colors of all the branches, you know, of all the trees and the soil. It all has a vibrant color that pops, so it's still beautiful out here, and the fog kind of sets the tone for this mysterious lake where alleged Bigfoot roam. I'm seeing a lot of big fish out here, man. I wish I had a fishing license. And the way they fish out here is these guys, like, they get out on these lakes and they wade out with an inner tube and then they just throw in the water. And some guys are actually doing that yesterday at the provincial park. I don't know if I'm going to go full out fishing, but I think I'm feeling crazy enough to go swimming. The water is not as cold as a mountain stream. I think I'm going to wade out into the lake, take a dip, refresh myself, and then quickly put some warm, dry clothes on, and if I have to, fire up the heat and cook a warm meal real quick. It's not going to be a night for bonfire, which it sucks because this is an excellent place for a little campfire right here, overlooking the lake. But I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to make myself at home. I'm going to observe for a little while. I'm going to explore the immediate area in and around the campground. Maybe try to find the boat access point. And then we're going to start some Bigfoot stuff. We not only have this recreation site to ourselves, we have the entire lake, to my knowledge, all to ourselves. As far as I know, nobody is out here. First I thought that was an inner tube or a person in a boat. Just a log. Like I said, we could be the only ones here. On this side of the lake for sure. Possibly on the other side as well. This whole lake is about 10 kilometers long from one end to the other. And it's connected to the Chehalis River and all these other springs from the mountains that kind of come in and feed it. Okay, so I've got my swim trunks on. I'm getting ready to take a dip down into the lake. I've got the mic right here. Currently recording while we're going to go down there. I don't think I'm going to be down in the water for more than 10 minutes. But we got the mic going. Before I go down there, I'm going to try to do a wood knock. And we'll see if we hear anything while I'm swimming. So, I guess now we're going to do this. Now I'm using the baseball bat this time because I haven't had much luck with the tire knocker, and the baseball bat here I think the sound's gonna carry a little bit further. Oh yeah. Whoa. For whatever reason, the water didn't seem as cold when I put my fingers in. But, I mean, I've got to tell that crazy story of that one time I went swimming in Canada in winter. Technically, I think we're in winter now. Oh, this is stupid. This is a really stupid idea. Oh. Ew. Oh, my legs hurt. What's this? Yeah, I'm definitely stalling now. Oh man, that is cold water. That is cold winter Canada mountain water. It's like a polar plunge, you know, it's like you have to do it. Ooh. It's like my feet hurt to be out of the water right now. I'm not cold. With my shirt off, I'm fine. But I know as soon as I hit that water and I come out, oh man, we better put that dry towel on and my shirt back on and all that. Okay, I'm just trying to, there's a lot of, okay, I was doing this earlier when I was in California, swimming in that stream. I know I'm stalling. I gotta do it though, alright? I gotta do it to show Canada I'm not a wimp. I gotta do it for America, because we're not wimps. Alright, I'm going to get my waterproof camera for a little double proof, okay? And I'm going to run and jump in the water, okay? Give me a minute. I need to collect myself. Okay? This is Canadian water, okay? Okay. I'm okay being a land mammal after that. Whew. I can't see straight. Did I lose a contact? Maybe I lose a contact. Apparently my grammar went to crap too. Maybe I lost a contact. Okay, hold on. Maybe it's just a little crooked there. Whew. I think the only thing that is making me not freezing right now is the adrenaline that kicked in when I actually dove underwater. And it got deep all of a sudden. And it got really scary because I jumped in and kind of got disoriented a little bit. Panicked a little bit. Whew. Now it ain't so bad. Bad news is I made a loud noise, and any Sasquatch in the area is going to know that there's a human here. A stupid human. Oh, whew. Okay, it's not so bad. Now, after the initial plunge, it's not so bad. But yeah, I did jump like in this huge cavernous hole here. Oh. Okay, I can do this. This is all right. I might go under one more time. Am I gonna get eaten by a lake monster? Is that what's happening right now? I've seen Lake Placid. Okay, I'm getting out of the water now. It's cold. But the other thing that kind of did it for me. Bandit, you're blocking the shot. The other thing that did it for me was there were a bunch of fish there. They were just jumping, like right there, breaking the surface, and it was kind of scary because sometimes you see small fish kind of like swimming in schools and they break the surface like that when they're trying to evade a predator. So I just kind of, you know, me, paranoid me, monster believing me, I just figured there was a lake monster, maybe a cousin of Ogopogo, swimming right towards me. Anyway, that concludes today's Canadian swimming lesson. That was a wake up, and maybe I got some. Nope, I still stink. Well, maybe I stink a little less now. Maybe I polluted the lake a little bit, actually. What are you doing, buddy boy? What are you doing, buddy boy? Looking at some bits on the surface directly ahead of us. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna submerge this camera and maybe we'll see a lake monster. Probably too far out, but you know, I'm not saying I saw any head or flippers or humps or anything like that. Just I got a feeling I was being hunted earlier. I hope that tonight goes well. That in the stillness after all the rain, maybe something will hear us calling out to it. Maybe something will respond when the sun gets low and the woods get dark. This, I've said it a couple of times before, but I know now that this is our last chance. Our last good chance to find Bigfoot in the Pacific Northwest, in what is considered Bigfoot country. not far from Harrison Hot Springs, north of Washington and Oregon and Northern California. This is end of the line. It's Canada or bust. Whether we hear a whole bunch of sounds tonight that we can't explain, or it's another silent night. We're spending it in a beautiful place like this. I don't know what that is, but it's moving a certain way. Maybe it's some school of fish. Kind of like what I was seeing earlier. I'm not seeing a head or anything to suggest it's a large animal. I don't know, I kind of like the idea that it's a lake monster. So, I'm eating the other pepperoni cheese stick. The thing I really like about these is they put like a whole pepperoni sausage in there and then wrap it in the bread, which is way better than just like a couple of little pepperonis like rolled up into a roll. Well, maybe not way better, but it's definitely different from how we do it in America, and I like it. Anyway, I'm just walking along the area to some of the other campsites within the recreation area, and looking around, seeing what there is to see. Bandit's actually in the car, resting up. He just ate a whole bunch of food. He's all fat and happy, had some drink down at the lake, so he's gonna kind of retire for the evening, and maybe he'll wander out here with me later as we go and do some squatching. I think the best option is to kind of, in the failing light, you know, so long as it's not pouring rain on us, go around this whole recreation area and maybe wander along the bank as well, and then just continue to do wood knocks, whoops, and maybe anticipate some type of reaction. It's a bit small, but cozy. So I'm really liking the layout of this place. And if I were to come back to Canada to look for Bigfoot, I mean, I would hit up Harrison Hot Springs. I would go to the Sasquatch Provincial Park, Agassiz, best bakery I've ever been to. Well, I don't know. In Kentucky, there's some pretty good Amish bakeries. I'd say they're neck and neck, though. Anyway, I know where to get my bread here. I know where to come out here and look for Bigfoot. I know where the best swimming hole is. Holy crap. Holy crap. This is beautiful. So we could drive down here and have access here, but you know what? I like where we are better. It's just a hop and a skip and a jump from over here, and then we're here. But it's quiet up there. So we can hear vocalizations, we can hear knocks. If we get too close to this river here, where the river flows in, we won't be able to hear anything. Now, I think this is the same river there that we were walking along earlier at the fish hatchery. Oh, this is amazing, actually. It's all out here by itself. The only people that can get here are the people who are brave enough to go 20 miles on those treacherous roads. And as of right now, I'm the only person that's here. Unless somebody else was tucked in on one of them side roads, some other access point. This. Oh my God, dude. I can't wrap my head around it, but this is the place. This is where you have your final stand looking for Bigfoot. British Columbia, outside of historical Harrison Hot Springs, not far from a First Nations community, surrounded by mountains on an almost inaccessible road. In the off season, I don't know if anything's gonna happen tonight. But it doesn't need to. Just the idea of being here, making it this far to see this. I think that's enough for now. I think just surviving the trip after everything. I've got to look at this in a positive way. And then whatever happens, happens. We'll see. Who knows? This is going to be a memorable night. Not because Bigfoot is guaranteed to show up, but because I'm guaranteed to make it a memorable night. To enjoy myself. To appreciate how far I've come with Bandit on an incredible journey. All that other stuff, well, there's still some mystery. There's still enough mystery that's happened in our journey to where we can ask and wonder, was there a Bigfoot pushing over trees? Was there a Bigfoot knocking? Was that a Bigfoot at Skookum Meadow wandering through the brush? I don't know what's going to happen tonight. And part of me wants to stay even longer, just because it's so incredible out here. But the weather isn't really on our side for that. And I don't want to push our luck. So there was a mention earlier that there was not an outhouse here, but there is an outhouse. But if I have to use it, I'm not going to use it because that thing is so full of poop. Okay, so we're coming back from that spot where the river lets out, and I've noticed this structure up here. Kind of steep to get up here, but okay, so there's lots of human trash and stuff here. Somebody straight up made a shelter out of moss and sticks. Made like a little teepee shelter. Now this has got room in it. This ain't bad. It's actually somewhat sheltered out of the wind and insulated in an emergency situation. This would probably get you through the night. Oh, you wouldn't be dry, but you'd be alive. This spot used to be a recreation site. So they had different amenities, and you'd come down here and they had fire rings, and you could kind of see where those were where we were. Now I'm seeing more rock fireplaces and stuff, but this area was maintained for several years, and then it was just too costly on the Forest Service, I guess, or whoever was paying for it. It was just kind of too much because the roads would keep washing out, or the rock slides would come in and cut off access points, and they had to clean it up so people could use the site. So they would close this site every couple of years because of incidents that would occur. And so they got tired of it, and they said, okay, you know what, just consider it Canadian wilderness, and you guys can still come out here. You can camp for free now. You can check it out on your own time, but we're not going to upkeep it because it's too expensive. So maybe every now and then they take it upon themselves to help with the accessibility of the area, but that's kind of on a case-by-case basis, and they don't have this sense of obligation to keep it going, you know. Anyway, it's starting to get cold now. I'm gonna go put another layer on and get out of the wet swim trunks. Okay, so I got 3 things from the bakery: my pepperoni cheese rolls, my loaf of fresh hot bread, and a giant cookie. This thing is bigger than my head. And my head's big! Hi. Ugh. Hi. Boy. Hey. What are you doing? Boy. Alright, so it's already 8:30 and it's still just now getting light. Winter is kind of taking its grip. It doesn't get light until about 8 o'clock. It gets dark at 6, it doesn't get light until about 8. So that's 14 hours of darkness. And then with this rain, it stays kind of dark anyway. So didn't hear anything last night. unless I pick something up on the recorders that I haven't heard yet, that we slept through, I don't think anything has happened. Of course, we were out today and we could hear the backing up and loading of what I'm assuming are logging trucks, and it seems like their operations have brought them closer to this wreck site, which means that anything that might be in this area could be scared out of the area because of the large mechanical sounds. So anyway, I really would like to stay here another day. It's been very peaceful. It's beautiful out here. But with the loggers kind of coming in, it kind of takes away from that experience. And then the other thing too is you know, each drop of rain that falls, and I'm wondering about the roads and how they're getting flooded and washed out, and how these little streams are growing in size as they run down the mountain. So I just want to get out of here to avoid any further danger, and unfortunately we're just going to have to take this trip with limited experiences, you know. And we've had a lot that we've experienced. We've had a lot of cool places to explore, but ultimately no footprints found in the mud, no clear vocalizations, no continuous back and forth with something that could be considered wood knocking. We've had some trees fall. We've had a single knocking sound here and there, but I haven't recorded most of that. With my defunct recorder, a lot of that slipped through the cracks, and of course I don't have anything to prove. It's been a difficult trip because it's been so sparse and just barely anything to gleam off of. I'm pretty sure they're cutting a tree down, like right here. Huh. Well, I gotta go that way. With the noisy activity of the logging crew and icy conditions coming to a terrain that I wasn't used to driving in, it was time to head back down, out of the mountains and across Canada towards home. After a long journey across America and into British Columbia, it was time to put a pin in the Sasquatch riddle for now. And while it must be stated that not a lot of evidence was gathered in the course of our trip together, what Bandit and I did manage to do was survey a massive ecosystem that could support something like Bigfoot, a habitat rich in both food and shelter. There is a vast array of available clean water sources in this area, from mountain lakes and streams to strong flowing rivers. The healthy populations of deer, bear, various rodents, and salmon provide a nice supply of protein and other nutrients for a Sasquatch living in this area. And the inclusion of hot springs as a potential source for thermal regulation is another contributor to this overall haven for the northern Sasquatch. Canada and British Columbia specifically was a beautiful area to explore, and I can't wait for the next expedition looking for the BC Sasquatch.